Shalom. Today's March 1st, and it is the first day of spring in Israel, and it is a beautiful day outside here in Israel, very sunny and warm. Let's look at the news today. We're in day 147 of the war between Israel and Hamas. And the news is actually about a terror attack that happened yesterday in Judea and Samaria. And it reads, HaTeror, the terror, Chazar letachanat hadelek be'Ali. The terror has returned to the gas station in Ali. This gas station had a terror attack 8 months ago where 4 Jewish Israelis died. But yesterday, it reads, a former officer in the Palestinian police arrived to the gas station and shot Yitzhak Seinger. He is 57 years old, and shot Uriah Hartom, who was hitchhiking with Yitzhak. Uriah is 16 years old, and they both died on the spot. Let's look at the article for more details. Here it reads, Yitzhak ve'Uriah nirtzechu, were murdered betachanat hadelek. So Yitzhak and Uriah were murdered in the gas station. Here's a picture of Yitzhak Seinger, Uriah Hartom, and the car which they drove in while they were shot. Israel b'milchama, Israel is at war. Pigua baknisa la'ali, a terror attack in the entrance to Ali. Ali is the village in Judea and Samaria. It reads that Uriah and Yitzhak stopped to fuel their car, to get some gasoline, and a mechabel, a terrorist that was in the past an officer in the Palestinian police. That means he was in the formal official security system in the Palestinian Authority. He arrived to the station with a stolen car with a yellow license plate, that means an Israeli license plate, and he just opened in fire. Yitzhak, the older one, pulled out a gun, but he did not fire fast enough. They both died on the spot. Aviad, an owner of the little hummus place there in the station, he shot the terrorist and killed him. And in that way, he prevented a much larger attack. He prevented many more people being killed by this terrorist. And he says, I'm a reservist in the fighting in Khan Yunis, which is in the Gaza Strip, and I'm here for refreshment, saying hello to my colleagues. And he says, I heard shots, and I understand it's a terror attack. I pull out my gun, and I shoot. He actually shoots one shot. He gets his attention, the terrorist's attention. The terrorist is coming close to him, and he continues to shoot to kill him. And he's a really big hero, putting his life out there, and in that way preventing a much larger attack by the terrorist. So the security forces say that actually in Judea and Samaria, 200 terror attacks were thwarted in the last year. And they also say that they're taking this incident and they're not connecting this to the war in Gaza, but actually to the volatile situation that's before the Ramadan, the holy month of the Muslims, as it is in every year before the Ramadan, there are terrorist attacks like this. The security forces are working very hard the next few days before the Ramadan month, and we pray for protection for the Israeli people in these next few weeks. The next story is about the military enlistment law in Israel. You may have read on All Israel News about this law that has been going on for 25 years, the strive to bring all of the sectors of Israeli society to serve in the army, including the Orthodox, because right now the Orthodox do not serve in the army, and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant is trying hard to bring this law into fruition. And here the military is saying this is not politics, the IDF is saying this is not politics. We need an immediate addition of 7,000 soldiers and 7,500 more officers. So this is a legitimate request, having all parts of society, including the Orthodox, serving. And right now it says, the data that there is right now, that only 1,200 Orthodox are enlisted or recruit every year out of a potential of 12 to 13,000 every year. So there's this could be a crisis in politics because Prime Minister Netanyahu needs the Orthodox to form a coalition, and these Orthodox do not want to serve in the military. So it's like an agreement between Netanyahu and them. So they'll be in the coalition. If they do not serve, that's one of the conditions. But here the defense minister is demanding that all sectors serve. So Netanyahu is in a big test here. The next story is about the humanitarian aid trucks that while the Palestinians come to get aid, 100 of them die, 700 of them are injured. This happens yesterday at 4 a.m. And it reads, Tzahal says, Hahereg nigra midochak, meaning the death of the 100 Palestinians was caused from being crammed together, so many crammed together. We see in the photograph by an unmanned aerial vehicle picture, the amount of Gazans coming to these 30 humanitarian aid trucks. And I continue, Biden says, this is hochacha, this is proof that we need a deal. And here is Biden, and it reads, pachot optimi, less optimistic. V'nassi Artzot Habrit, the president of the United States, that thought that we'd be getting to a ceasefire agreement until Monday, he says quite clearly that this incident is going to complicate the talks with Hamas regarding a hostage exchange deal. So he's less optimistic. And Daniel Hagari, the IDF spokesperson, said clearly that according to an IDF investigation, the death was not caused by the IDF. The IDF are escorting or accommodating these humanitarian aid trucks as security for the last 4 days. This is the first time that there has been fire from the IDF. It was a result from hostile behavior from the Palestinians towards them. And again, the trucks were running over the people according to the investigation, and so many crammed together that this led to a very terrible incident of 100 Palestinian dead and 700 injured, according to the Palestinian political wing there. I'm going to show you a little segment that it's actually almost every newspaper. There's a segment here called Mechabki Miluimniki, meaning embracing reservists. And it just shows a little bit of Israel's warm society, helping each other. So this segment is showing reservists that are out or in refreshment. They finished their reserve duty for now, and they need a job. Maybe they have a business that has failed while they're in the army, while they're in the service, or they've lost customers, or they lost their job being away for so long. So here we see a fitness trainer. His name is Ol Shmueli, and he says, I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to have more customers. My colleague took care of the business instead of me, but right now I'm open to have more customers. And it really gives their Instagram, their number, their Facebook page. It's just an advertisement for these guys. This is Tomer Belisha. He's a marketing guy. It's his own business. It went down to zero almost while he served for so long in Gaza, and he's out now. And this is the reality of many families and soldiers in Israel. The soldiers leave their service and they find that their business is not doing so well. Last is about Haymanot Kasau. You've heard also from All Israel News, Haymanot is missing for a very long time now. It's for 4 full days. It's very rare that a child in Israel will be going missing. She's an Ethiopian. She's 9 years old. She immigrated from Ethiopia with her family just 4 years ago. And it reads, Osim Hakol, doing everything to find Haymanot Haktana, small Haymanot. There are volunteers and policemen and technology just looking all over, searching for her. She's missing from her home, which is in a complex of 300-some apartments in Tzfat, which is in the northern part of Israel. We pray for her safe return and they find her. And a final inside look into Israeli society today. It reads Sir Ga'aguim. It's a pot of longing or of missing someone. It reads the couscous. It's an Israeli food that fed the whole neighborhood, or the yeast cake that was so famous in the kibbutz, and the amazing hamburger that was homemade. These are evacuees that usually cook in their home. In this magazine, they give the story behind the person, the dish, the recipe. Makes me want to cook now. Here we see the makluba of Adi, and we see the challah, which is the Shabbat bread of Edward. We see the meatballs of Yaniv from the north. We see the couscous of Keren, and hamburger of Shai. So this is a taste not only of what Israelis are reading, but also what Israelis are eating and cooking. For more updates, go to All Israel News. Follow us on our social media. Like this video if you liked it, and please share it with your families and friends. Shabbat Shalom. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.